Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be building a boarding school in The Sims 4 using Adventure Awaits and Create a Getaway. So it's going to be a boarding school getaway just to help get your kids or your teenagers skills up. And I was thinking we could build it on this lot in the world of Nordhaven. It's called New Harbour Park and it's 50 by 40. I did post about the idea of maybe building a boarding school and I saw a couple of comments suggesting that I make sure it's not too big because some others have done boarding skill builds and for playability, it just becomes difficult if it's oversized or if it's, I guess, more of a realistic real life boarding school size. So I think this will be plenty of room. In fact, it could even be almost too big, but we'll make sure to keep the building hopefully on the smaller side. And I've also planned out a schedule for us in terms of how it will run. So as always, I like to do pen on paper. So I know exactly what we need to build. I just don't know how exactly I'm going to be building it yet. I'm just checking what the front of the lot is. Okay, it is here. And it's nice, it's opposite. What's that? A train station? Yeah, it's a train station. And I did look up some Scandinavian boarding schools, or schools, maybe they're not boarding schools, which I think will fit into this area really nicely. So let's just go for a general look and feel of the exterior. Let's say, like that even looks huge. Let's just do a shape like this. Let's go a little bit smaller to begin with, and then we can always make it bigger. For a second, I thought my mic was on mute. I don't want to tell you guys how many times I've filmed on mute, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and realized after I finish an entire build that I was on mute the whole time, and then I have to film it all over again. That is the absolute worst. Yeah, if you're wondering how this floor plan is going to work or how it's going to look, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna try and make it look pretty from the outside and then worry about that later. I think it should be 2-story so we can fit some dorms upstairs. And I'm not sure about balconies. Maybe we'll have aesthetic balconies that have a garden on it or something, but not necessarily a balcony that you'll go up and hang out on. I wonder if we could do a classic hipped roof. Again, I just want to be careful that this isn't too massive. Like this already looks so big. Like just to get an idea, this would be a regular Sims desk. I'm pretending that this is a library. Okay, that's not as big as I thought it was. Maybe I was exaggerating a little bit. Actually, this will be fine. Sometimes it's hard to know the scale. I always think of these types of roofing patterns like Art Deco, but I'm not entirely sure if it's only for that era or which eras inspired what exactly. But I did see this kind of thing in one of the Scandinavian schools I was looking at. And it's also a red brick color, which is perfect because I think it'll fit really nicely into this warehouse world with the red brick, but it won't be fully industrial. It'll kind of be a healthy middle ground between the two types of buildings in this area. Okay, now the great thing about these, need to do the other one. I was about to say the great thing about these is that we can just copy and paste them on the other side, which we will do. And we'll also see if we need to adjust this hipped roof, because I have a feeling we will. But my other idea was to put some dorms in here too. Dorms or dormers? I always forget what they're called. These little cubby house things that you put up here. Dorms aren't really a popular choice for architecture in Australia. Sometimes they are, and in some areas, but not broadly around Australia. I suppose they sit a lot closer to the front, don't they? What would happen if the sides came in by one? That would look kind of strange, but it would be nice because these could connect. And I do like that idea of having these sides connect. That just seems satisfying to me. But then again, that looks weird because it doesn't connect through to here unless we go like this. I'm unsure if we're making up our own architect style or if this kind of thing exists in the real world now. But that's okay. We'll just make it up as we go. I kind of like this actually. This part is not going off anything at the moment. This is completely improvising, but I do like it. And yeah, I just imagine this would be a handy place to send your kids or your sim kids to raise up their skills. Maybe you're doing the super sim challenge. Maybe you have a storyline where your sim family, they're a family of overachievers and they're super competitive with really high expectations. Not saying that's healthy, but it's good storytelling. And they send their kids here and then the kids can get up to all sorts of mischief or pursue what they truly want to do as opposed to the expectations placed upon them by their parents. Okay, maybe I changed my mind and we will actually do some form of balcony here. I do want this to look I want it to look fancy and maybe somewhat historic, but I also want it to be a really exciting, beautiful school. Like I want it to be really pretty. My computer is making lots of noises, so I'm going to save. Oh, it's probably because I accidentally started video recording in the game. I was thinking it's sounding like it's powering up and I don't know why. How many of these should we have? Just the 3? No, that looks weird. We need to have 2 on either side. You know what I discovered on YouTube the other day? I discovered the Martha Stewart YouTube channel where they upload, or she uploads, I assume, all of her cooking shows and craft shows. And it's been my favorite comfort watch. And some of the videos go for like an hour or 50 minutes. And it's just so good to have on in the background. And I just feel so comforted by it. And sometimes I get comments from you guys saying, oh, like I love having you on and you're my comfort YouTuber and stuff. And I thought, oh my gosh, maybe this feeling I get from Martha Stewart, maybe that's like a feeling that some people get when they watch my builds. And it was just like a really nice thing. I'm not saying I'm anything like Martha Stewart. Her success is wild, but like it was just a nice thought that, oh, maybe this is how it feels. So yeah, that's my new little comfort show obsession. I'm actually learning a bit too about cooking when I'm paying attention. Okay, let's do these trims, trim. Not entirely sure if we'll keep this as is. And then we could actually do some of these big freeze trims. Although I don't know what style to go with because I think we kind of made up an architecture style. Ooh, the castle stuff is really pretty, but that doesn't go with our style at all. I am yet to do a castle build. We do need to do one of those. I have not forgotten that I want to do that at some point. Okay, maybe we'll do the bricks first. I'm thinking brown wooden windows. So as long as we get the overall look and feel, that'll be a big help. And I have a feeling I won't finish this build today. I think I'm going to have to continue it over 2 days because it's a bit of a big one. And I've also been tied up recently with a lot of renovation stuff because we're doing another renovation. We didn't think it was going to happen, but apparently it's going to happen next month, the bathroom renovation. So now I'm kind of like, oh my God, scrambling to order everything in time. And yeah, it's super exciting, but I truly was not expecting it to happen this year. I like this orangey brick because it's not too red. This one came from Businesses and Hobbies. I've got to say, I use a lot of Businesses and Hobbies at the moment. Well, really, since it came out, I really liked that pack. I mean, the other thing is we go for this kind of trim. This is from High School Years, which is very nice. Unfortunately, we don't really have the brown color I'm looking for though. And that's the closest. We could go this wooden type of trim. I think it's technically wooden. What colors do we have here? This is a lighter color. I'm really wanting that dark chocolate brown if we're gonna have brown windows, but we could do white windows and then white trim. But if we do that, I feel like we need to make all of these white as well. Actually, no, we don't. We don't need to do that. And in terms of the roof, I am not loving the gray. I feel like we need to go a warmer color because we're tying into these browns. But we do not have the color that I'm looking for, unfortunately. So we might have to settle for the gray. Well, this one's a slightly more browny gray. I mean, I think it's fine. Oh, also a flag could be cool because some schools have these big flags, don't they? That just like sit on their roof and they're like, hey, we're fancy. Okay, that'll do. Oh, chimneys. Because an old building like this would have a chimney for sure. We could maybe go base game chimneys that kind of blend in. Oh yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad. Okay, we're getting there. Also, I know the positioning's kind of weird. We started in a corner, so I don't want them to have to walk for years to get to the front door. I wonder if that's in the middle. I remember in The Sims 3, it used to count squares for you whenever you use the wall tool. And that was really handy. I wonder why they got rid of that. Maybe they thought not many people actually use it, or maybe they know that not many people really used it. Now I just draw a wall and then copy it to the other side to see where we're at. So we need to move over. Oh, it's actually uneven. Okay, well that's okay because we're going to do landscaping and paths. Okay, now doors. We want a big grand entrance. We probably should lift this off the ground a little bit. It reminds me of Gossip Girl, the school's front steps. Actually, I am going to move it back a bit now because we have front steps. I like framing the steps too, so I don't like them to just hang out from the edge. I like to tuck in the steps at night, if you will. Well, it really does depend on the build, doesn't it? Okay, I think it's starting to look good. I know it doesn't look very pretty yet, but I think once we have the windows, the doors, maybe some pillars, and of course, the most important thing, which makes every build beautiful, is just greenery and trees and gardens. As much as I love a red brick, I do feel like we've maybe got too many red bricks for flooring, so I'm trying to find something else that will work. But sometimes I think, oh, but then you're gonna need like another pack in order for this to place really the shell of this build, which is kind of annoying. I know everyone on their different channels get different feedback from their audiences. And it's really interesting. Here on the Deligracy channel, most of the time the feedback is please just use all the packs and have fun experimenting because I like seeing you experiment. Like don't restrict yourself unless it's a challenge. Which is fascinating because on other channels, people want restricted packs. So it's quite handy. Maybe we do the cream, although it looks so new, like too new. It's not worn down at all. So I just feel like this is too much brick on brick on brick on brick on brick. Oh, what about these? Classic large format flagstone. There you go. And space game. I think that looks okay. We could even use Batu steps, the taboo Batu, but they do go with this pretty nicely. Now for windows. I'm gonna place a few options and then we can look at them and decide what's best. Okay, I got out a few different windows from a few different packs. And I mean, from the get-go, I love this castle window, but I feel like it doesn't suit the building. The building looks more modern than that, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I think this one, the glass is too, it's not ornate enough. This one I feel like kind of looks like someone's house. This is lovely. Like these are really pretty, these windows. I don't mind this one, but I feel like it's too big. Even though it is for medium windows, what pack is that from? I think it's from My Wedding Stories. Oh yeah, and the options that go with this window are actually these shutters, which I don't think really go, and the circles and this one. So I think I'm gonna get rid of those, as beautiful as that one is. This is cool. This one's just from university, which also means it has a lot of windows that go with it. Wait, is that from university? Hold on, I may have lied. I think I lied, but I do like all of these other windows from university that I'm pulling out. Oh no, that's from businesses and hobbies. Okay, so this is the matching friend to that one. And look, it does go with the world. You know, I think I prefer the cream accents with this. I think it suits the world better. The windows from businesses and hobbies as well, obviously, I think, because they were made to go with this world. So let's go with these beautiful, big rounded windows. Probably need to put on move objects. And it's so weird. You used to have to type out bb.moveObjects space on, but now it works without typing on. I'm not sure how many people have noticed that, but very interesting. And then once we figure out this, then we'll figure out the floor plan. I'm keeping these windows on the side in case we want to use those too, because those are quite pretty, or we could even have the bigger windows on the bottom area and these smaller windows on top where I guess the dorms would be. Oh, I like that idea. Or does it look like it should be the other way around? No, I think it can work this way too, especially once we have all of the landscaping. It just might be nice to change it up a bit, you know? You know, Joe? Okay, doors. My favorite. Well, it's not always my favorite, but oh, I love this door, but that gets in the way. And actually, technically, it's really not the right color. But it's so pretty. Let's just imagine it. It's not the right color. This one would obviously work in the brownie color, so I'll pop that one over there. We've also got this rounded option too, and the beautiful glass one, which I'm obsessed with. We can also consider some other packs too. You know what? I am keeping my big, beautiful door because I love it so much and I feel like it works. It looks like it's a newer door that's been put on the building that's slightly more industrial, but I think it'll look really nice from the inside. And I'm gonna work on this a little bit more and then probably resume tomorrow, I think. Hey guys, so it's the next day and I was working on this build until 11 p.m. last night. I was just doing some of the landscape. Well, actually, I did all of the landscaping. I planned out the floor plan and the rooms off camera because sometimes it's really hard to film and figure out something like a floor plan. At least I struggle with that. And I also set our schedule and the uniforms for the kids and the staff, which I think is cute because I've decided this boarding school is looking kind of fancy. So we're gonna be super fancy at this school, and I've called it Smisbob Boarding School. So I'm sorry, I did get a little carried away off camera, but I honestly was just really loving and enjoying doing this build and planning it all out. So originally I'd said I had 7 days a week planned for The Sims on different days during different activities. And that's so silly because I don't know why I think you can plan 7 days worth of activities with the scheduler. There we go, in the Sims 4 Getaway. So we only are allowed to schedule 1 day. So what I've done is merged the different classes together into 1 day at Smisbob Boarding School, love the name. I actually tried to call it Smisbottom Boarding School after Mrs. Crumplebottom, but there wasn't enough room to fit it in. So they'll have breakfast, the staff will cook, clean, fix, and then the students will eat and shower. Then at 9 a.m. they build their mental skills. So they're going to be doing things like writing, robotics, handiness. I wanted to add, and programming, I wanted to add rocket science, but I can't fit it in. I need more options. I mean, we could take out play video games, but then there's not as much for the kids to do. I mean, look, you can also just change these things to, I'm gonna add rocket science. If you want to change it up, it's easy to change it. Then we do arts and music, so focusing obviously on the arts and the musics. That's an easy one. We may as well also add in there to just be friendly to each other. Oh, don't be flirty, staff, be friendly. And then I hope they're still full from breakfast because at 3 p.m. it then goes to like sport classes, so working out, using the pools. The staff will mentor the kids. And then 6 p.m. they'll have dinner, shower, and then at 9 p.m. sleep and shower as well. I might also add here to just do a little bit of self-care so they can focus on their wants and needs in that little time as well. So yeah, that is the plan, and this is what it's looking like. I mean, I really love how this school turned out. I think it is kind of a mashup of both industrial, classic. It's kind of like something you could see in Australia, but not quite. It's just an interesting blend. And some of you guys might actually be in a part of the world where this kind of building exists and is common. But for me, this looks it looks like a mashup to me. So I did add this wing to the side here, and that's essentially our gym. Obviously, I was trying to keep it like appropriate for gameplay, so it's less about realism and more about the Sims gameplay. So we do have things like a rocket ship builder right next to the pool. The pool isn't fenced. Those things are not so realistic. We do have a basketball court, which hopefully the Sims use as well, but you could delete that. And then in terms of what I've done inside, I've just laid out some gym items, dining tables. We did some of the kitchen. We've got the bathroom stuff in, kind of those more boring areas are in. And then this entrance area, which usually would probably not have a whole lot of furniture in it. I'm using this space as a library as well. So we will have desks in here and your Sims will utilize that space because you want your Sims to be able to get around to what they need without having to walk miles and miles, which is another reason why there's a lot of doors. Like there's a door to the gym, a door outside, there's 3 or another 2 doors over here. That's all deliberate for the ease of your gameplay. And then upstairs, I've put together some more rooms and also a little music room up here, which we're yet to properly decorate, but everything's there ready to go for us. And I was just thinking with kids, I don't actually, because I've made it so both kids and teenagers can go here. We don't actually have a whole lot of play equipment for kids to use. I know the monkey bars support the motor skill, but it's not listed if the smaller modular jungle gym actually increases motor skill or if it's the individual items. I just can't remember. I feel like it increases obviously social when you play with other kids. But yeah, I'm not sure if this is actually skill building for other things like motor skills. So that's why I've really put the monkey bars here with our limited space. In a couple of rooms, we'll have like science equipment. And like I said, you can always add extra items, and we'll have chess tables. So I think there'll be enough for kids. I mean, we could add a slide just to make everything fit in a bit more nicely. You know what I mean? So the monkey bars look a little less random, like they've just been plonked there. Because I do love the fact that we have a slide, and I also love all the rusty versions of the slide too, but because this is such a fancy school, we're gonna keep that pretty new looking. I think they have a lot of funding at this place. It's Smisbob. Oh, and the other thing is we do have to add some traits. I mean, we'll make it a good home studio. Study of logic and rocket science can be pretty strong here. Ooh, do we want this study spot skill bonus or kids seem to learn faster? I guess we'll do that one. Okay, cool. And we've got all of the requirements as well. So now it's the fun part. We just get to make it look pretty. And because the uniforms are blue and red, I was copying the flags here being blue and red, even though unfortunately they can't all be the exact same colors. They'll still look pretty good. They still kind of get that message across. In some instances, I'm trying to use base game stuff like computers or some of the outfits. I was trying to make sure it was base game, but in other instances, I'm just going to town and using all the different packs. So if you do want to download this and you don't have all the packs, which most people don't, there is a little bit of work to fill in all the places where some objects might be missing, but there is quite a bit of base game used as well. But like I was saying, I really do love this build. Like, this is a really fun, different build to be doing. Oh, I love these books with the birds on them because they look so fancy, basically. I really love the paused book from the little Simsy pack where you can have books just face down. I think they look so great, as if Sims have just been reading. We could have another fancy chandelier over here. We do have one hanging just above the entrance. And I have to say, I do quite like this big library space. I really was going to keep this mostly open, and I'm so glad that we changed it up. So it's actually a usable space. I'm gonna turn on move objects. It'd probably be just some kind of boring diploma sets and, I don't know, scholastic looking stuff. And really in a library area, we should also have plenty of chairs to sit in. And thinking about how many children or how many students will be here, there can be 8. So you really want to have places for 8 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there is enough in this one room to do. If they just want to curl up and read a book, there's plenty of chairs to do that. In schools, there's often posters promoting different things that are on in events. So let's use some Discover University and high school years posters. Maybe the universities are promoting. Oh, we should use some of the science posters in the science room. I mean, these are technically club posters, but I think they still look good. Their school is so rich, they probably have fancy artwork up as well. Let's maybe work on the dining area next. In terms of the kitchen, I snuck in a cute little decoration light box here, just in case you want to decorate for the holidays, or if you're sent to boarding school for the holidays, you can celebrate and put up some Christmas trees and whatnot. But the kitchen I'm keeping really simple because so many Sims will use it. And I've made sure to have 2 of everything in case something breaks, including a dishwasher and blenders so kids can make their own food. So that's very simple for the purpose of kids just being able to get around it. And for the dining room, let's maybe get some fancier big dining tables like they've been here for a long time. Maybe this more orangey red because we've got a lot of dark browns around the place. And maybe we either make this room slightly fancy because it's the dining hall, or we keep it practical as the dining hall, so it's the opposite to being fancy. I think we should do maybe a bit of both. We'll put in a nice wallpaper, but we'll also keep it simple, and we'll give it maybe some floorboards. Yeah, we'll do the floorboards. And I really love these chairs that actually came with life and death. I just think they're so regal and cool, but I don't know if they're gonna match these dining tables too well. Maybe we'll change this room to more of a maroon color just to go with these chairs. I think these rugs from Growing Together work quite nicely with this base game wallpaper. And then I feel like we need some curtains. I wish curtains were organized into wall heights and we had more variety. That seems a little overkill because sometimes I get confused with like what height each curtain is. This might be too purpley, although you guys know I love my purples. You know, this bluey, it's almost leaning into a teal color looks good because it ties into the tiny bit of dark inky bluey black on the rug. So I think we can get away with those. And then let's get some fancy lights like we had in here over the tables. Ooh, they might be a little bit close together as well. So I'm just gonna move that one out. We do have chimneys and I do not have any fireplaces. Now, if I put a piano in here, it would look cute and it's a nice idea, but it also means that the kids will come and play piano, which I guess is fine. Although technically it doesn't really fit. Oh, actually, no, it does. It does. Well, that's a cute idea. We'll have our piano in the corner and then just some decorative art. This can be the founder of the school. And perhaps this is what the original school looked like when it was first built, which is really creepy and that's potentially haunted. We can tie in the curtains with some teal colored chairs as well. I feel like this school would look so beautiful during Christmas time being decorated with all Christmassy stuff. This is the school donation pile from all the land grab families who send their kids here for generations. Ooh, trophy cabinet. I forgot about this from high school years. Maybe ooh, I want to use this. We'll put it here instead of the bookshelf. That's a good one. Also, in a regular, I guess, school build, I would have a principal's office, but just, again, to keep this really practical for gameplay, I'm not going to have a headmistress office or headmaster's office. We could just change this to being a trophy cabinet as well. Technically, it's from businesses and hobbies, but obviously this won't operate as a small business. Well, I will say this has turned out looking like a really lovely space for everyone to dine in. I really like that. Let's work on the gym area. Oh, I also, before I forget, I want to get a telescope because that's really good for logic skill too and something that kids can use. And I did add a few garden plots just in case you want to work on some gardening. Oh, great. You just look straight into a building. Not our best spot for a telescope. Probably want to look the other way towards the sky, but we don't really have a spot for you to see that way, so we're just gonna have to put it out here. Did that bug where it deletes all of your terrain painting? Super annoying. I painted all of this last night. Not to worry, we can do a quick job of it. I was thinking it was looking a little bit funny. Okay, gym time. So this room is gonna be pretty simple, just a few weight machines. We're using Love Struck machines because they do look pretty good. Pretty good. Put some free weights in the corner. I wish there was some kind of community water fountain. That would be cool that you could put in the gym. Now these weights are not functional. These are from Love Struck and they are just decorative. But this one in the corner is functional from the Sims 4 Getaway. Just in case anyone is confused. Actually, these make more sense on the back wall because they are tall and they obviously block windows. Let's put these here. Then you might want to run on a treadmill while looking out the window, which is nice. The stereo here, because you also need space to do your weights. I'll pop those on an angle so weights can be like over here. And then we'll have some yoga mats in a plain black because they can also look like just basic exercise mats too. I'll paint a couple of the walls too to keep it looking interesting. Maybe we'll go dark brown in the gym, or actually this navy color is really nice. And the school color does seem to be navy. And this is technically concrete, but I feel like it could pass as some kind of gym mat as well. Although we do have a gym mat, I think, that looks like it's interlocking. Did I dream this? That kind of looks like a gym mat too. Maybe I dreamt it. Or maybe I'm just thinking about the one that's at my gym. Anyway, I feel like these sometimes look quite nice when you mats underneath them. So we'll do a couple of those areas. Yeah, that looks cool. And then we just need some gym posters. I also love this poster because there looks to be an older sim on it, which is great because exercise is so important as you get older. And normalizing exercise at all ages is just really important. All ages, all sizes, all fitness levels. I don't know why gyms have become such intimidating spaces when they really aren't. Well, they do feel intimidating, but you shouldn't have to feel intimidated is my point. Well, I like this poster for maybe our science room as well. We're getting a few science posters. I think as you build, it's especially in a really big build, it's very handy to just pull out items as you go that you might want to use in different spaces. Okay, gym looks great. Next up, let's do, this is going to be our painting and crafts studio. And it's looking very dark at the moment. Get some saucy sauces. Let's grab some of the painting kit items to really make this space look like it's a studio. I'm basically just grabbing everything. Also get a painting tablet here. We'll set up a couple of things for them to paint over on these boxes. Such a good kit. I use this one so much. I'm always a little bit confused with what chairs I should put at these pottery stations, but maybe these chairs from the in-game event we had recently they're actually quite a cute match. I feel like we need maybe something on this wall, some storage, displays, shelving. Oh, we could use these paint pegboards. Oh, and some photography items. Oh, you know what else we should put up? We should put up some archery. Oh God, we really don't have much room. Okay, maybe we won't do archery, but add it if you want to use it. We don't have heaps of room for different cameras, but we can put a couple of unique cameras Sims can use up here. Okay, this looks like a really crazy art class and I love it. So plenty of stuff in here to play around with. So this room is like our science, woodworking, robotics room. I forget that there's all of these like sawdust piles that you can put on the floor from the restoration workshop pack, and that does look quite good under your handiness tables. We can also get some splash marks. These classrooms are getting really messed up during the day. Messy, creative rooms, exactly what I love to see. It'd actually be cool if we had some power tools to use as decoration as well. Some toolboxes around the place. Ooh, a carpenter's caddy, perfect. Love that. And then the other thing that I love is that we have these tool shelves too that we can decorate the place with as well. This looks more like gardening stuff, but I think it still works in here. I know this is technically tattoo ink, but it could be paint. Oh, and the tools from Crystal Creations is handy as well. Really struggling to find anything that can fit on this middle shelf. I was gonna put some strange jars on there, which I know is a bit jarring. Sorry, I had to do it. I think candle making and juice fizzing are probably more specific skills you might want to add to work on. I mean, jewelry making is as well, but it kind of fits in with the vibe of metals and such. I don't think I can actually fit in this. Actually, I might be able to fit it in as well. Okay, we're fitting in the candle making station. I wish we could fit in a fabricator, but we just do not have the room for it. These are cool. These look like laser cut artwork or laser cut projects. You know, if someone wants to sweep up from time to time, there is a broomstick here. It's funny, I feel like we need a more robust wall. This is actually sound off fabric paneling, which would make more sense probably in a music room, but it looks strangely industrial. So I kind of like it down here. So I think I might keep it. I like it. Okay, so that's our woodwork, robotics, our working room. All right, so then we've just got the bedrooms upstairs and the music room. The music room is very small, but it's very sweet. So the reason why there's a mirror in here is because you can work on charisma, work on acting. But of course, we have the musical instruments as well. You need to have violins, and guitars for Sims to use, and they'll just leave them all around the room. They're pretty messy after using them. They don't really put away things after using them, do they? I don't think I'll put an organ in here. Again, that's a very specific instrument you can add if you want your Sim to use or to learn that. When I was in school, I learnt to play the drums, and that was such a fun instrument. Sometimes I wish I still had a drum kit. I really miss playing the drums. You know, this has been a big build, but I think this will be a really handy build to have to go back to if we want to get our kids' skills up, especially during the Very Veggie Challenge, and also our midlife crises build that we did last week for when your Sim's going through a midlife crisis. That one I feel like is going to be really handy to use as well, to literally just like solve your Sims when they're having a midlife crisis, because that can be really annoying during gameplay and you want to get that sorted out pretty quickly and nip it in the bud. Okay, so our teeny tiny little music room is finished and it is quite cozy looking. I'm actually so excited to see how this place functions as well. So let's finish off these bedrooms. In the staff room, I've set only 2 staff in this place. I mean, in hindsight, maybe I should have done more than 2, but oh well. So this can be the staff bedroom. Again, I'm gonna keep it pretty similar to the other rooms so it kind of all looks cohesive. And in a way, there's kind of a simplicity to the building. And each bedroom is color coordinated, more or less. Probably in the real world, you'd want a bit more privacy and to be situated a bit further away from the other Sim you're sharing a room with. But these rooms are, like I often say, they're a bit more practical with gameplay. Actually looks kind of nice with the chair in the middle. And the staff room can have a dresser. There we go, a nice greeny, bluey, simple staff room. So like I said, I've already done the bathrooms. They're very simple and hopefully quite functional, which is good. This room is going to be the pink room because I love color coordinating rooms. So let's make these beds a nice pinky color. Ooh, that's nice. Yes. And where are these beds going to go? I don't want them to stick into the curtains, but this existing layout isn't bad. I have some pinky lamps as well. It's very matching. They casually have a $2,000 painting hanging in the bedroom. Wow. I'm struggling to find a rug for this room that isn't too pink, so I think I'll just size down this square rug. And I like having some of the walls as painted brick walls because the building is a brick building. Maybe we could have noteboards above the bed as if like that's where letters from home can go. You know, you can have your own corkboard to decorate whilst you're here. And if we open up show hidden objects and search for postcard, we can put some example postcards on there from different places. This Sim was at boarding school for a long time, or their family missed them a lot. And we'll leave that one blank. I'm gonna carry some of these boards or corkboards to the other rooms too. Let's work on our blue room, which I actually quite like the blue bed we already had, or we could make it into like a blue and an orange room. Ooh, blue and red room. Yeah, we'll just go plain blue. The theme has been very simple. You know what? I think I'll use this rug again. Oh, we can use these pressed flowers to decorate the walls. Oh, we should have added a flower press kit actually. Then last of all, we have a yellow room, which I think I would like the yellow room. This one only has 2 beds in it, so it's a bit less crowded. I love that we have those lamps in every color that we need them in, which is perfect. We even have yellow cupboards. Amazing. I wonder if we could fit another window on this side. Oh yeah, we can just fit one in. Do we have yellow curtains? We do, but maybe that'll be a bit too yellow. We might go these beigey. I don't even know what color this is. It's like off green. Like it's gone off a bit. It's been here a long time. Maybe let's try just some cream curtains. Oh, those are actually yellow. I mean, I think they're cream, but they look yellow amongst all the rest of the yellow. And that's kind of nice. Gonna pop a few of our postcards on here again. Oh, they got the same postcard twice. Awkward. I think I'll also just put a couple of toy boxes around the place in case children come here and there's at least something to play with. So it's not all just... I'll also add some of these paper making stations and flower presses outside so they can do those activities if they want to. But I think we've basically finished the whole build now. Woohoo! Well, this was a much bigger build than I thought it would be. So let's do the grand tour and see how it went. So this is what the school looks like from the front. I think it is so pretty. There was a window glitching, so I fixed it. And yeah, it's quite the institution. It looks very fancy. The back of it looks pretty amazing. It's very beautiful. So I think we definitely achieved what we wanted to by making it pretty. And I think this could be quite versatile. You could kind of use this build for many different things. And feel free to change it up if you want to. So when you walk straight in, we walk into the library, which again, seems a bit strange if this were real life, but for The Sims, a great use of the space. I will also fix this white ceiling over here because I just realized that portion wasn't painted. But yeah, it has, you know, your chess tables, your study stations, a beautiful double staircase on either side, which just looks so pretty. I love how you can see up to that corner up there too. You can play chess down here. You can see out to the pool and we can look in the trophy cabinet. Oh, actually, let's get some Sims to come here. Let's take Lorato over to the school because obviously we want to see what it's like. We'll take Eric as well. And Sims should just start doing whatever is on the agenda at this time of day because that's the funnest part, right? Seeing all the Sims enjoy your build and actually moving around inside of it. So what's the time? It's 3:30, so they should be, I don't know, I think they have like sport class at this time. So through here, this is our woodworking room or our science robotics room, jewelry making, any of those hands-on activities, as well as science. He's going to his science class. That's so cute. Oh my God. So much fun. Okay, so through here, this is where meals are served. So you've got the 2 dining tables in this more fancy looking room. Very nice. Whilst the kitchen is very basic and very plain and very simple looking, but it should function well. Don't forget, we also have our award cabinet over here, which I think looks quite nice. Down this corridor is our art room. If I went to this school, I would probably spend most of my time here. Although I do like the woodworking room and I do like computers. Okay, and I do like sports, so maybe I'll do a bit of everything. Love this space. I think it looks very creative, very energetic in here. And I love our little station with the lights and all the pictures on the walls. And I really like those chairs. They look really good with the pottery station. It does look like it's time for fitness and swimming. So these guys are teens and they're in their swimming uniform, which is also blue and red. Whee! Nice one. So you can see a lot of them are enjoying the outdoors at the moment. We've got a craft picnic table over here. There's also the basketball court if you want to utilize that. We have the rocket building station if your sim wants to learn how to build a rocket ship, and this is their uniform. Cute when they're not in active wear. The monkey bars are ready to go on the slide, and oh, this is the teacher in here. He's in the teacher's outfit, so they must be at sport class at the moment at the end of the day, and that's the other teacher there in the red tracksuit. So you should be able to tell who are the teachers, who are the students just from their uniforms. And I think the gym space is pretty nice too, with the red mats around the place and the blue. I mean, it looks like a gym to me, but most of these guys seem to prefer swimming over using the gym, which is interesting. Okay, and then we'll go upstairs. So this is the stairwell. You can look down to the entrance when people are coming and going, or Sims are coming and going, I should say. And then right through here is the little cozy music room, which has not been used yet. So it's looking very neat, but it definitely won't stay this way for long. I love that room. It just looks very cozy and creative. Okay, now let's look at some of the bedrooms. We have the pink room. Which one would you stay in if you went to this boarding school? The pink room with 3 beds. Very nice. It's definitely got that old kind of look about it. The bathrooms on either side of the building are the same. So you have showers in here and then some toilets on the other side. I think there are 3 of each. That toilet paper's up a bit high. I'll fix that. And then across through here is the staff room. So green, blue, orange room. That's nice. Stay here if you're a staff member or if you want to run the getaway. And it looks like sports class is over, so all the Sims will be getting ready for dinner and bed. Wow, the staff member just crashed out, so they're exhausted. I'm pretty sure they're meant to be making dinner though. Anyway, this is the blue room, another nice room. I think a lot of people would like to stay in this room. Blue's a safe and calm color. The same bathrooms are through here. Looks like they're all being used easily. Very good. Oh, students out. That's the teen uniform. And then we have our yellow room, which I think I would pick the yellow room because there's only 2 people in it. And they get a dresser. And it's bright sunshine yellow, which is really uplifting. Oh, I also thought I should add, there is a sneaky toilet downstairs because it would be really annoying if your Sims have to go all the way upstairs all the time. So that's just at this entry point. There's 3 toilets in here and basins, so that should be fine. And these kids are just hanging out doing science, even though it is like dinner time. And these Sims are still working out in here doing yoga. All right. Okay, that's the teenager uniform, the blue tracksuit. One thing I had a lot of fun with was just making the uniforms. And why are they all napping? Why aren't they actually in the beds? I don't know. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what kind of build you would like me to do next. Or if there's any other games you would like me to play, I'm gonna be trying to play some other games as well. I really want to live stream. I'm just really struggling to find time to live stream, but it's something I do want to get back into. So hopefully in the near future, although we're renovating soon. So that means we're gonna have to move out, and oh God, it's that time of year. It's the busy time of year, isn't it? Yeah, let me know if you're keen for live streams, any other games. Thank you so much to my amazing channel members for all of your support. If you'd like to become a channel member and get a bonus video every week, as well as have access to a library of over 100 videos, there's a link in the description down below. But most of all, thanks everyone for being here and watching. I hope you guys are having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world, and I can't wait to speak to you all soon. Dag dag!